Hello everybody and welcome back to the FormulaFred Racing channel. And today we're going to be discussing the Chinese Grand Prix, the first Chinese Grand Prix in 2019. So let's roll the intro. So like I say, this is the first run-in since 2019 because we missed the last 4 due to COVID restrictions. That means we're going to have a lot of new fans seeing this race for the first time. And let me tell you, Formula 1 was a very different place back when we last ran here. First up, this was an absolute dominant track for Mercedes. It was right in the heart of their top era and they won 6 out of the last 8 runnings of this race. For those of you that aren't used to a non-Max Verstappen dominating season, when we were last here, Max was just still a thorn in a Mercedes side. Last time we were here, he only had 5 victories to his name. Now, roll on 4 and a bit seasons later, he's got 57 of them. That's 52 in the last 4 and a bit seasons. Crazy. Plus, he had 0 world titles. Now he's got 3 of them. And speaking of world titles, Lewis Hamilton still only had 5 himself. George, Lando, Alex, everyone's favourite trio in Formula 1, joined in 2019. They were only in their 3rd race when this last was run. Now Alex is on 86, having that year hiatus in 21 at Red Bull. And George and Lando, they're on over 100 races. Right, that's enough of memory lane. Let's get on to this season. So, for those of you that don't know, this is a sprint race, the first sprint weekend of the season. And for me, it's the absolute perfect race for a sprint weekend. The track has 2 long straights, both of which having DRS. There's a mixture of all different types of corners, fast, slow. And I mean, corner 1, it even comes back on itself. It's crazy. But this track is literally built for overtaking. Don't believe me? In 2016, there was 161 overtakes. That is the most out of any dry Grand Prix ever in Formula 1. But enough of all this. The reason why you're actually here, onto my predictions. And with this being a sprint weekend, like I say, that gives me another couple of opportunities to show you guys I really have no idea what I'm talking about. As we always do, we're starting with the prime performer. And this week I'm going to stick my neck out and say George Russell is going to be that man. Now, it's a false dawn in Japan for the Mercedes. We thought, oh, here we go. They're coming back with a couple of great practice sessions, but then it just didn't come around in the race. However, here I think they've had another couple of weeks to work on those updates, and they really want a strong homecoming for a track that has been so good to them over the years, and I think it's going to work. I'm not saying he's going to win, Mr. Underwhelming. Now, for this one, I'm going to break my own rules here, and I'm going to go for the Alpine team as a whole. They've just been a disaster over the last few years, getting rid of people left, right and centre. And this weekend I can see it being a true downfall for them because the car is slow in a straight line, it's slow around all types of corners. Those 2 drivers, they are going to just struggle like nothing else this weekend. Sprint shootout winner, Sergio Perez. Yeah, after a great showing in Japan a couple of weeks ago, I just have a feeling that he's just getting to grips with this car now, and I'm rooting for him. Top 3 in the sprint now. 3rd place, Charles Leclerc. I think he's going to work out the kinks with these tyres, and he's just going to have a good run. Return to a bit of that form that we're all hoping for. 2nd place, Sergio Perez. Unfortunately, after his heroics on the Friday, I cannot see him doing it over the whole distance of the sprint, and yeah, he's just going to fall short. 1st place, he's going to break his duck here, Max Verstappen. He's going to be annoyed that he was beaten out by his teammate on the Friday, and he's going to continue his impression of a steamroller and just plough through the whole field and just dominate. Pole position, Max Verstappen. Need I say more? Top 3 in the Grand Prix time. 3rd place, Sergio Perez. He's just going to be dropping back throughout the weekend, but it's still going to be a good showing from him overall. 2nd place, Carlos Sainz. I think in the longer format race, he's just going to be a little bit better than Charles, and he's going to get that 2nd place. 1st place, Max Verstappen. No more needs to be said. And Fred's far-fetched forecast. Now, there is 2 this week, but either one, if I get them right, then I'm giving myself a point. Now, the first one is there's going to be a safety car on the first corner. Whether or not that be in the race or the sprint, I just reckon there's going to be one. It's so tight around that loop at the front that I can't see these massive cars getting through there. And then the second one, Guan Yu Zhou, he's going to be on form, he's going to be racing well, he's going to be just on the cusp of the points, and then his pit crew are going to let him down and he drops right to the back. So there we have it. The schedule is jam-packed this weekend. Practice 1 and the sprint shootout on Friday, then the sprint and qualifying on Saturday, and the big race on Sunday. I think there's going to be well over 200 overtakes in the whole weekend, and fingers crossed for a great race. So I hope you like, subscribe, and show up for my race predictions. I'll see you there. Bye bye.